we're making this way harder than it really is. Hello there, this is Pastor Pete Pawelek. Thank you for joining me for this edition of the Daily Devo. Don't forget about my website, pastorpete.org. You can find a lot of good stuff there at pastorpete.org. Today I've been reflecting in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 8, and there's a long section of Scripture here. Of course, in the 4 minutes we don't have a lot of time to read much of it, but I want to just share with you the thing that really jumped off the page for me today, the thing I'm meditating on, the thing I'm thinking about, and that is we really make it harder than it really has to be, really than it's ever supposed to be. Have you ever done something the hard way? I'm sure you have. I'm sure there's something in your life that you look back on now and go, there was a better way to do that. There was an easier way to do that. There was a simpler way to do that. There was a faster way to do that. There was a less expensive way to do that. But I chose and I made certain choices along the way, and I ended up doing it the hard way. One of the things I believe we do a lot of times as believers is we make it way harder than God ever intended it to be. And one of the things we do that with is with evangelism and the gospel. There's a lot of good things out there that help us, tools that help us with evangelism, and, crafty things you can memorize, and cubes you can carry in your pocket, and tracks of every size, shape, color, and theme you can possibly think of. And I'm not saying those are bad things, but, sometimes they just complicate it way too much. The good news of Jesus is not hard to share. And when we make it too complicated, when we make it harder than it needs to be, it becomes intimidating, and it becomes something people think they just can't do. Well, here in Luke chapter 8, Jesus, he saves a man who's possessed by demons. And whenever all of that is done, the man wants to follow Jesus. He wants to come with Jesus. And I want you to hear what Jesus says in verse 39. It's so simple. Jesus says, "Go back to your home and tell all that God has done for you." And off he went, proclaiming throughout the town how much Jesus had done for him. That's what sharing the gospel is, my friends. Telling people what God has done for you. Telling people what Jesus has done for you. That's all it is. We make it way harder than God ever intended it to be. What if we all just went out and told somebody today what God has been doing in our life, what Jesus has already done in our life? What if we went off, as it says here in the text, and he went off, and off he went, proclaiming throughout the town how much Jesus had done for him? I pray that's what happens for us today. Off we should go, proclaiming what Jesus has done for you, what he's done for your family, what he's doing at your church, what he is doing in your life personally as you're reading through the scripture, and certainly what he has done for your soul in cleansing it from sin by dying on the cross. What if we all just went off today proclaiming throughout the town how much he had done? It's that simple. Go and do it. Be blessed. Be encouraged. You're loved and cared for. Come over and visit me at pastorpete.org. We'll see you again soon.